Norman Woodstock Spalding, Barebones radio broadcaster. I use a little poetry of living to stimulate your conceptual analysis, because I know you're quite aware of it. Some will say, what's he talking about? Well, a nice man called me this morning and said I was worth listening to, that he could learn something from me. And this guy has more what you would call authority than I will ever have in my life, or ever did have, or would want. And he is responsible for children's joy. And it's too late to brown nose someone like that. Once you have a conversation with them, do you brown nose someone like that? Or do you remember what you remember and you just stay off the top of your head reasoning? Don't analyze what you're going to say and how it's going to affect. That ain't what this is about. Is living about that? You analyze what you're going to say because of how it's going to affect before you say it. Do you? When you speak to an audience, you analyze how it's going to affect before you say it in your speech. Do you? Because when you do, you are not speaking, are you? You're listening. That's not speaking. When you overhear the effect of what you're going to say and write it according to how it's going to respond in that audience, you listened. You didn't speak. That's not speaking. Nope. Man said, I want to be an inspirational speaker. Are you inspired? Well, when you're inspired, go all the way. Let her out. Exclaim. Rejoice. Share it. Why? Because something else inspired you. Tell them about it. If there's any inspiring, it'll be that. Not you. Does that make sense? Speakers. And let the inspired speak about what they're inspired about. Aren't all those people blowing themselves to shreds inspired? Why, in God's name, before they blow, they don't speak, is beyond me. How can you blow up without speaking first? How? About what you're so inspired about. That's what I speak about. I'm inspired. Humanity inspires me. Big time. Something adorable. Something priceless. Something inspirable. Humanity. I exclaim it. Does that inspire you? Good. Well, I don't know what the word means. Does it mean good? Does it? Or like a popcorn fart? I don't like popcorn farts. I like inspiration, and inspiration is not a popcorn fart. Know it. Inspiration is how the deck works. Have you ever watched a Navy aircraft carrier work? That's inspiration. Ever watch it? Go to Les Schwab and watch them work. That's inspiration. You couldn't get slaves to work like that. I couldn't. Unless you inspired the slaves. Now, what happens when slaves are inspired? What happened? Egypt. Pharaoh inspired slaves. And Egypt. You think people lined up and tried to get involved in the slavery in Egypt when it was at its glory? How about before it was at its glory, when it was working out of the mud up, building the foundation for itself in a method of living? And it was very inspired then, and no one even knew it. It was building the foundation for its glory, long before you saw any evidence of it. How about then? That inspiration. The foundation has the most inspiration, or the building sinks, because it prepares the ground before it plants itself. Foundation. Usually it's research first of where to plant its idiotic idea of planting anything here at all. Know what I mean?